Good morning. Whoo. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Oh shit. Gotta have some music.
I sing songs about Texas.
We're out here in Dallas.
Sing them often as if she was some old lover.
Seems fitting to hit you with a little Pat Green.
I wish I could follow them back to the homeland every time. Hear one on my radio.
I think he's playing out here sometime this week. Billy Bob's area. I don't know. My brother Dave introduced me to this. Downtown. We'll let the Instagram get fired up. Good stuff. I need some more bass. I need some big speakers. All right. Speaking of my brother Dave, I wanted to send him a shout out before we get too crazy here. Somebody T-boned him at an intersection yesterday doing about 60 miles an hour and flipped his truck over. And thankfully, he's okay. Yeah, my brother Rick and I just need an address. We ride at dawn, my friend, my brother. But he's okay. Thankfully, his dogs weren't with him, and he's just recently had a hip replacement, so October 1st. So I know that he's sore today. So Dave, if you're watching, I love you, and I'm glad you're okay. So we're wrapping up Job Tread Connect out here in Dallas, Texas. I just went down, and first time I've ever stayed at a hotel and paid for a coffee. The ladies down there, all I do is just go like this to them. They know they want to give me the biggest cup they've got behind the counter. Give me that 4-footer. And we get stuff going. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good to connect with people. There's, I don't know, 800-900 contractors out here. So got the table set up, selling my wares, all that. Had some great conversations with people about coaching and what they've got going on. And it's been fun. It's been a different kind of sales than contracting, really, because often when I go to sell a contracting job, I'm in somebody's house. They've already heard about me, seen the YouTube videos, heard about us from a friend, what have you. And so it's frankly easier. Let's get on here on Facebook and on the Facebook chat, see who's got what going on. So it's different, it's different. And a guy asked me, he said, hey, what sets you apart from other coaching companies? And that was, kind of caught me off guard. And I was like, okay. I had to think about that for a second. And honestly, I stumbled because everybody's, got their thing. They've got their shtick. And, but what I settled on was that I'm an empath, and we don't just bring you into the fold at Summit. You're part of the family, so to speak, and to check in on you. And the guys that work with me on a one-on-one coaching basis, and the people in the community know they're going to hear from me, even when we're away. So put in the chat, guys, how are you doing today? 1 to 10. Let me see if I can see the comments, see if this thing's going to behave for me, and go from there. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about leading yourself before leading others. I had a conversation with Mike Claudio when we were just shooting the shit. Mike runs a great coaching company called Win Rate. And I was telling him, I said, I'm going hard in the paint here, leading and community building and coaching and all that stuff. But it's cost me some pounds, I said, I put on weight. He goes, yeah, you're not representing. And Michael hit you right straight in the face. If you've seen the podcast I did with him, he's all up in your business, and he just looked at me and said, yeah, you're not walking the walk, basically. And I think to some degree he's right, but it does show that we all we all struggle, you know, and I can get on here every day and say, hey, do this, do that, think about this, think about that. But if I'm not truly doing it myself, it seems a bit disingenuous and fraud like. So anyway, we continue to work on it, and when we get back, it's it's full on that. So the challenges of the year don't matter. The surgeries and this and that and things that have gone down, whether it's family stuff or work related stuff, a job change, any of that, those are just excuses. You can still get out of bed and go for a walk and still do some things. And you always have a choice as to what you put in your pie hole, so to speak. So anyway, but I want to welcome you back. It's Friday, the last day here at Job Tread. We'll be heading back late tomorrow. So thought I would talk about leadership and leading yourself before leading others. And I want to ask you, how well are you leading you right now? Because you really have to lead you before you can lead others. And guys, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? To be able to inspire and lead others, you first need to set the example by living the values and the habits you preach, right? You got to do the thing. Like I was just saying, you got to walk the walk, because it doesn't work if you don't. Alex Larson is watching. Hey, thanks for the great video this morning, buddy. I haven't showed it to Wendy yet. She was getting ready, and I'll show it to her. So appreciate you firing me up today and always touching base. So, but yeah, you got to live the values and the habits that you preach, guys. It doesn't work, right? You know, there've been times when I felt like I didn't feel like I was, or that I could, because of what was going on, but it's not going to make me stop pouring into you guys and checking in with you, and sharing with you that when I have been in that moment, season when things are just clicking and things are going well, these are the things that I was doing. And even more importantly, when I don't feel like I'm hitting it on all 8 cylinders, that you see me not give up. You see me don't just throw in the towel. You don't see me throw in the towel. You see me stay in the fight, like I tell you guys to do. So there's value in everything, and we can learn from everything. Good morning, Jacob Salem. I appreciate you, brother. Facebook ads are kicking ass. So yeah, can't pour from an empty cup. Step up to the plate and take a cut every day, right? And we get credibility through that consistency. I told you guys I'm going live 365. Live 365. It's going to be 370, and that's if I stop there. You know, people trust leaders who practice what they preach. If you're inconsistent or out of alignment with your message, it's hard to build trust. How do you feel this morning if you flipped open your computer and said, I know Bob's going to be on around 7:30, I'll catch him, and then it was just nothing but dead air? Bob's not on. Bob said he was going to do this 365 days in a row. He's not. So if we're going to lead, we have to practice what we preach. Let's talk about some key areas of that. Clarity on vision and values, right? You have to be clear with what you stand for, where you're going, what your vision is, what the plan is, what the ultimate destination is. All right. Leaders without a clear vision can't expect others to follow them. I wrote down. Fair enough, right? Why would you follow me if I'm bumbling around and just bumbling through life in a reactionary mode? Live 365. You like that? That's my new hashtag. I think it's original. I invented that. Yeah. So like, reflect on your core values, write them down. Maybe one short-term, long-term goal that aligns with your vision. Just write it down. I'm always asking you guys to write something down, but do it on a Post-it note, stick it on the fridge. And let's talk about daily discipline. It's not, great leadership isn't built in big, flashy moments, right? Sure, there are moments of truth when leaders emerge. It's built in the quiet moments of daily discipline and doing what you said you were going to do, even when no one's looking, right? Maybe your morning routine is something that you just do, and it's your standard, and you're doing it every single day. Consistent habits help you stay focused and productive. Emotional intelligence. Leading yourself means managing your emotions and reactions, especially under pressure. Emotional regulation is a key to navigating tough situations. I watched a guy yesterday, actually on Wednesday, Eric Fortenberry, the CEO of Job Tread, COO. No, Alex is the COO. Dad's the CEO. Anyway, Eric's the owner. But anyway, here he is. He walks up on stage and he turns around and there's 1,000 people in the audience, 1,000 people for this, only 5-6-year-old software company. And man, I would have melted. I think I would have just broken down to see what if I were him, what I had created, but he was incredibly poised. And that's a lot of pressure. We got to hit this right. Want the keynote to go well. And the guy just smoked it, knocked it out of the park. And I was thinking about that this morning, and just the word that comes to mind when I think of Eric is poise. Just incredibly poised. He and his dad and his staff, frankly. So it's been a pleasure to be out here. I digress. Self-accountability, right? Set those goals and help hold yourself accountable. Ask yourself, am I showing up the way I promised I would? Don't let you down. How about using a weekly, self-check-in, weekly planner, journal, anything? Write it down, follow through on those commitments. Jeff McCollum, good to see you. Thanks for watching. Luke McGee is here. All right. Alex Larson's in the back. Alex sends me notes offline all the time on, Marco Polo. And I don't always open it, but I'll open it and there's 2 messages from Alex. They're a week old, but the guy fires me up. He's got a company called TL Dex and doing very well. So we enjoy talking. So some common mistakes in leadership, guys. Waiting for motivation. It's not common, right? It's fleeting. Discipline and systems are what carry you when motivation fades, and it will. Okay. How about neglecting self-care? Burnout doesn't help anybody. Pot, kettle, right? I'm going hard in the paint over here. Wendy always says, you got to back off. You can't just get up at 4 a.m. and work until 10 a.m. every day. I said, no, but I'm fired up. I'm building this thing. Right. But you need some sleep and you need to take care of yourself and you need to eat right. So taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's selfless. Okay. It's necessary for sustainable leadership. So, and I say, well, it's just a season. I'm just doing this for a bit. And that's the way I rationalize it. But you got to call a timeout and say, okay, time to make sure we've got the mothership taken care of here. So, so my call to action for you guys today is to take 10 minutes, reflect on one area you could lead yourself better. Just one. Just think about that. Maybe it's creating a daily habit, holding yourself accountable, to a goal, whatever, or even just committing to one act of self-care. Write it down and take action. Post it in the chat, post it in the thread on this. I would love it. And don't worry about what others think. Just post it. People are watching, okay? And then you might make a comment that might inspire someone else. So don't keep it inside you. If you've got something you want to share, pop it on there. Don't worry about it. If for some reason you catch some shade on that, you won't see that person not in my community again. So what's one way you're going to start leading yourself better today? Mike Matheson is on here. Mike was one of my first training partners for triathlon, and we used to kick each other's ass all over the place. Every race, every weekend, every training event. So yeah, Mike, good to see you. What's going on, guys? How are you leading yourself today? A little bit better than yesterday, right? Just a little bit better than yesterday, 1%. Do the math. What's that, 33% or something in a year? It's not 365%. Somebody do that math for me. Kristen, how are you, kid? Good to see you. Kristen's on here. We've got 4 or 5 people on YouTube watching. So yeah, it's been a great week. It's hard being away, right? You're traveling, you're out of pocket. Got coaching clients that I've had to hit pause on here for a week, and I'm anxious to get back and see how the guys are doing and see what's happening. Try to check in with everybody from time to time this week and keep everybody going. You get used to that, hey, I want to know how Joe's doing. Got to check in with Bill, right? See what they're doing, make sure they're staying on track. So that's the part I really do enjoy. So again, guys, 2/22/25, our event in Portland, Maine is coming up fast. If you haven't bought tickets, do it today. Grab them today. I put another video out yesterday. You're going to hear from me all the time on this, and we really want to fill the room. So you don't have to be think of yourself as some sort of up and coming entrepreneur to be in this room. Okay. It's for business owners, high achievers that want to get better at business and life. All right. Steve Rosen. I talked to Steve yesterday. He's coming. He's fired up. Gary's fired up. We got to burn that place flat. I probably shouldn't say that because I'm some bad habits. Strike that from the record. We're really going to have a good time. But Wendy just said something. I'm gonna get banned. What do they call that? Shadow banned or something. That's my goal. Yeah, so you can't say. Yeah, I had a few things that I got a note one time, or you had hate speech. That's like I'm just over here trying to get people fired up. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all. Those of you that jumped on today, if you're watching it on the rewind, throw in the chat. How are you doing? How are you doing today? How are you wrapping up your week? How are you finishing strong? Run through the finish line on Friday. Make sure you're out working everybody. I told Wendy when we showed up at the Job Tread thing, we're setting up the expo, looking at all the other companies, seeing who the other coaching companies are. And first time doing that, I looked at her and said, we're going to outwork everybody in this room. And she said, we already are. So she's up handing out stuff, getting people over to our group. It's been fun. It's exhausting. It's long days. But it's, being in that brand awareness phase is it's something that we just got to go through, and we're enjoying it and happy to be here as part of the Job Tread family. Really, I do feel like part of the family. They've always supported me, and I've always supported them. So if you guys are a contractor and you're watching this and you're not using construction management software, look at Job Tread, JOBTREAD, jobtread.com. Check them out. You'll love it. It's good stuff. It's something that's kept me on track. I know that, and many others. So anyway, good deal. I'm going to tap out here. Make sure you're leading yourself well before you lead others. All right. Drop in the comments what's one way you're going to lead yourself a little bit better today. And hopefully in the next couple of days, I'll have one more day of this creepy hotel backdrop, and then we'll go from there. And again, Dave, if you're watching this, I'm glad you're okay. Can't wait to check in with you this weekend when we get back. Guys, leadership isn't just about inspiring others. It starts with inspiring yourself. Lead yourself well, and others will naturally follow. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you all. Take care.